Hi there. There you are. Good to see you all. You look like a wrecking ball, swinging from great heights. You look like a wrecking ball, got that evil in your sights, in your sights. But you will not help me to see the light. You are so political, got it all figured out. You got your finger on the pulse of the world, preaching never thou, never thou. But you will not help me to see the light, yeah. And the papers tell the story of a fight we cannot win, and the fabled souls go out the door just as soon as they come in. And I think I've almost figured out just where I should begin. Where should I begin? I look like a carnival, locked in endless strife. Celebrating beauty, running for my life, for my life. You look like a storm cloud, throwing down the rain. It circles through the atmosphere to do it all again, all again. And I hopped a bus in Jersey, I feel its rumble at my back, seeking no particulars as I'm filling up my sack. And perspective paints the picture of what I have and what I like. nice, guys. Hanging on a back porch. This back porch look familiar? The back porch of my friends Bobby and Sherry. Drinking Pemaquid Ale, local brew, and enjoying a beautiful afternoon. And it's nice to be here with you all. Playing through the album project right now. We are focusing on Tumble Down Slow, an album that came out in 2004. That was a song that I skipped yesterday in our little park adventure because I didn't have a harmonica and I wanted to play a harmonica on that one. But man, I forgot how long an album Tumble Down Slow is. There were a lot of tracks on this one, so we still have a bunch more to share from Tumble. This is a song called So Far. By the way, I am on my phone again, like I was yesterday. So I can barely see your comments. I don't have my fancy album covers to share with you. So we're gonna rough it here. I do, though, have a really awesome light, unlike yesterday. So I won't have to go hunting for a gazebo 40 minutes into the gathering, thanks to my new friend Craig. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Trying to figure out my status, yeah, I hope I'm doing fine, yeah. But the mirror gives me different reflections every time. And I'm learning as I go. As I'm racing towards the end, sometimes there's nothing left to do but start again. And it's feeling like 100 miles a minute, standing still. Sometimes perspective and inertia make a bitter tasting pill. And I'm packing all my bags. Yeah, I'm racing towards the end. Sometimes there's nothing left to do but start again. Start again. Little luck, little life, I'm taking for the road. A little rhyme, a little time will help me to bear the load. When I feel I'm moving slow, 'cause it's so far that I've got to go. And it's all I'll ever have. Yeah, I'm racing towards the edge. Sometimes there's nothing left to do but start again. Start again. Yeah. Woo. Just like last night. I thought I was gonna be cold. Not so much. Woo. Well, some of you know, and I've been talking a little bit about my own personal history through the history of these albums that I've been playing. I started playing music in Chicago. I came back to Boston. This is now my second album that I released once back in Boston. And the album process, still to this day, is similar to what it was. I had a lot more songs written than I could squeeze onto an album, right? And so I would put together a list of contenders, right? Contender songs, and some of them would make the album, and some of them would not. So this was a song, though, that I had written. It had probably been a contender for the last album, and it got passed over, or maybe it just wasn't ready, or I wasn't feeling it, or we weren't feeling it as a band. I don't remember, but I do remember that it was inspired by my coming back to Boston after spending time away. And I remember the feeling of, I guess, of coming home. You know, that's a feeling we all feel at one point or another, and it can bring up all sorts of different kind of feelings. But for me, driving back into Boston, it was a springtime. It was the springtime when I was driving back, and you know, and for those of you, and it never ceases to amaze me how many of you are out there watching and listening from all over the world, right? And so oftentimes I kind of talk like everybody at the gathering kind of understands what I mean by driving back into Boston or driving back into New England. But you know, New England is like this little hub on the northeastern corner of the United States, and on weekends like this that we're having, it is incredibly beautiful. Coastline and green trees and fields and farmland, and old mill town cities. Not old like some of those cities you all got in Europe, I know, but old for us. So Allie and I were actually just in the car yesterday talking about how New England is so deep inside of us, this place, this region that we get to be a part of, and how, if we're lucky enough to have a family, how excited we'd be for our kids to grow up with that same kind of love, you know. And it's that kind of love from my hometown and my home area that inspired this song. It's called Small Town City, and it was inspired by my first driving back into Boston. Boston in the context of the United States, I mean, it gets a lot of props as a serious capital city, but it is actually really, it is very small city compared to most cities. It is tiny geographically, and just kind of smushed along the Charles River there. And anyway, so when I was writing this song about Boston, I decided to call it Small Town City. That reminder of her father, as he was back in the day. And she knows I can't be with her, but she loves me anyway. Now I'm driving into Boston town, I am listening to the radio sound. I am wondering if I did it right. The same old questions I ask every night. I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna rattle it out, now I'm gonna bounce back, and I'm gonna leave no doubt, 'cause I'm on a mission, and I'm gonna work underground back to the city of a small town. And I'd work out in Chicago, but I left it for the road. And I'm living out my suitcase in the trunk where it is stored, yeah. And I'm coming into Sturrow Drive, watching springtime as it comes alive. I think I keep it as a souvenir, singing loud enough for you to hear. I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna rattle it out, and I'm gonna bounce back, and I'm gonna leave no doubt, 'cause I'm on a mission, and I'm gonna work on the ground back to the city of a small town. So it's back to where I started. Guess I knew I'd come around. Stay with family till I get my feet back on the ground. And I miss the barbecues out in the lawn, the summer swimming down at old Mill Pond. I even miss the icy winter winds. Sweet New England, I am home again. I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna rattle it out, and I'm gonna bounce back, and I'm gonna leave no doubt, 'cause I'm on a mission, and I'm working the ground, hell yeah, to the city of a small town. Coincidentally, I'm hanging out on Mill Pond right now, but different Mill Pond. There was a mill pond in the town that I grew up in Wayland, and I had to stretch the truth a tiny bit, because Mill Pond was not the swimming pond; it was the hockey pond. That was the pond that we would shovel off and we'd play pond hockey on. The summer swimming pond was Lake Cochituate. That is hard to fucking squeeze into a song. Cochituate, and so I decided to go with Mill Pond on that. I was thinking that this might be interesting to some of you. We talked about a little bit about some of my when I was in Chicago, how I was influenced by some of those blues guys, especially those fellas down in the Delta, right? With their moving. We talked about how they did this really cool thing where they would play their bass lines with their thumb, and then they'd play a melody on top of it with their fingers. So they were like playing two different instruments at the same time. And that song, right? From my first album, that's a song called The Flood, and that was me attempting to kind of learn or understand the kind of playing that those guys did back in the day that inspired me so much. We begin to see a little bit of that influence on this album, Tumble Down Slow. I played a song for you all last night called Contact. And in that song, what I tried to do was use my thumb as a bass, as a bass, while I was playing a riff with my fingers. Now, it was a departure from the blues, but it all came from that, what I learned listening to those fellas. Let's see. So that's a song called Contact, and that was me just using, that was Delta finger-picking blues, just adapted for a different song. This song, Small Town City, that I just shared with you, right? I'm attempting to do the same thing, and I think I never quite pulled it off with this song. It was like a cool idea, but I think this song, I'm gonna play you the riff again, now that we have it in context, right? It is, let's see. So that's me just playing that driving bass. Now, in hindsight, the song is probably a stronger song if I'm writing it in the context of playing it with the band, and I'm letting the band play the riff, right? I've never actually tried this, but reminded of her father as it was back in the day. Or we have another instrument that is playing those, you know, but that's how I was writing, and that's how I was learning. And when we came into the studio as a band, we didn't really understand the difference between a song, or I didn't understand the difference between a song written to just get the song out through the guitar, and then once you're in the studio, to be thinking about, okay, how are we going to best serve this song in a studio format? It may be to record the song in a completely different way than I've written a song, and that may be the best way to connect and express this song through a recording. Once we get to the back end of the album project, this conversation will be relevant because you are going to get a chance to hear all of the demos from the current album that we're working on. The acoustic demos that just started off with me and a guitar, right? And then you're going to get to see the process as we enter into the studio, how we build a recording. And there are going to be times and challenges when we get to a spot and we're working on one of these songs and it's just not working. And the way to create the solution may be to just completely rethink the song, to step away from the way that I wrote the song on the acoustic guitar and think about it in the context of recording it with the band. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up and play more music, but that's the stuff that interests me so much, I think is fascinating about recording, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to start at the very beginning on the album project and work our way up to the present, because we're gonna be digging in to release and record the next Adam Ezra Group album, and all of that history and all of those lessons learned hopefully will come to bear on the stuff that we're working on in the studio currently. All right, what do we have next on the list? We got a song, one of the first songs I ever wrote from back on from the farm. And some of you have heard stories about the farm up in Canada. This one's called a corn song. I played it just the other night. Inspired by a chat that I had with my mom. Running around is making me dizzy. I have to look away. You're talking too much. You're talking in circles. Relax, we've got all day. And it looks like it's been a while since you have eased your mind. So sit back, enjoy the fire. Who knows what we will find? And you sit and tend to the fire, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, you will always be home. You will always be home. Yeah. Well, I work hard, work all day, and I hum to myself. It helps to pass the time when there is no one else. And a long day passes slowly as sweat stays on my brow. But I know I will make it through as long as I make myself remember. I sit and I look to the sky, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, I will always be home. I will always be home, yeah. inch by inch. The corn, it grows until it's cut down to the ground. And each spring this vicious cycle will again turn around. But I've learned something from this year's crops and conspicuous wisdom, because they'll refuse to go before leaving a sweet taste on my tongue. And you sit and tend to the fire, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, you will always be home. And I sit and I look to the sky, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, I will always be home. And you will always be home. We will always be home. Hey! How you guys doing back there? Oh, look at that. You guys see the boaters back there?
Yeah. You had another visitor up here.
Oh, yeah? Oh, cool. All right. Well, we are up to a song called Things That You Know Best. And I told you a little bit about my first bassist that I played with. Her name is Kristen Isbig, and one of the most talented musicians that I've ever crossed paths with. She was, you know, she just kind of picked up a bass and started playing it, and it sounded great, you know. And she was one of those people who could just do anything, right? And she had a beautiful voice, and man, it is a very, very tough road to walk, to decide to become an artist or a musician, and especially, right, an independent musician, especially a member of my band and folk Americana. I mean, you know, it is a long journey that you sign up for. And I'm gonna take 1 second. Don't move, okay? Because it's gotten dark, right? But I'm gonna just turn down this light a little bit to make it a tiny bit less intense for the camera. All right, let's see how that looks. Oh, I think I went too far, didn't I? I went too far. Yeah.
What if I throw it on the outside light?
Yeah, it's fine.
Back behind you.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah? I think that's a special. Too dark? Maybe a tiny touch more. Just a tiny bit more. Okay. Figuring it out as we go, gatherers. You know, Kristen decided, Kristen had other interests too in her life. She loved being a teacher, which is what she decided to end up doing. And so, so she left the band, and when she did, and it's hard for me because I completely understand the decision, but it's also, it was painful. It was hard and sad because I was a fan of hers, and she's also a friend, right? And so I wrote this song, and this is not really a song about Kristen. This is taking some of those feelings, right? Some of those frustrated, angry feelings, and putting them into a piece of art that hopefully other people listening to hopefully other people listening will connect to. We've all felt these things before. I've lived all throughout this town. I have worked the ground. I have sniffed around. You sat in your easy chair with your wisest stare and your high-class air, and I will say goodbye. First I will confess that I just can't understand all the things that you know best. You run like a well-made car. You can go real far. You can purr and roar. But you were built for the open road, not this local road with its heavy load. And I will say goodbye. First I will confess that I just can't understand all the things that you know best. You act like a child to me, speaking knowingly when you just don't see. I would like to turn you inside out, make you have some doubt of what it's all about, and I will say goodbye. First I will confess that I just can't understand all the things that you know best. Like I'm pressing your luck, another way for you to pass the bucket, and I will say goodbye. I look at you, I see the smoke in your eyes, the fire burning on a compromise, and I will say goodbye. It's no show when you go. That's the last you'll see of me. I thought you were smart enough that when life got tough, you could call its bluff. Chalk one up to the cut-off heads, though it makes me sad you were just a fad, and I will say goodbye. first I will confess that I will never fucking understand all the things that you know best, all the things that you know best. Yeah. Nice. Thanks, guys. All right. I can't even see my little piece of paper right now. The next song we, thank you. The next song on the list is one, oh, thanks for all the claps. I can kind of see them. I can see like kind of one comment at a time as it goes through the screen, so it's just like they're filtering through very quickly. Thank you. This is a song called Reasons Passion, and another song that featured now Grammy-winning fiddle player Nikki Sanders, who crushed it on this recording. And a song that I haven't played much since it was released in 2004. But I'm thankful for the Gathering series for bringing it back into rotation again. You say the hill's too steep to climb. You said to try it now is all a waste of time. Now I could relax and live below. When I plant my flag on top, you'll be the first I show. I believe I build my destiny and choose where I belong. I believe I should be humble. I believe I should be strong. And I believe the great decisions gonna shape the world we know are made by reasons, passion instead of reason alone. You say the colors are in place. You say the way we see can never be erased. And I say I'll wash my colored eyes, yeah. When I am blinded, no one will be disguised. And you watch me try. 'Cause I believe, build my destiny, choose where I belong. I believe I should be humble. I believe I should be strong. And I believe the great decisions that will shape the world we know are made by reasons, passion instead of reason alone. You say the boundaries are defined, but we and they begin, and none should cross the line. I say the boundaries in our minds, and my crossing will reflect the changing time. getting to the end of this album, people. I think it's 16 songs on this album. Yeah, we crammed them in there. What? No, I'm good. Thanks, Sherry.
I can find you something.
I am on the back porch of my friends Sherry and Bobby's place, and it's nice. It's nice to be here outside on a summer evening, and it's nice to be around people that I care about, especially this year. It makes even social distanced hanging so special, I think, you know. Well, this is a song inspired by a back porch. Not really. It's another song dealing with my own bout with the darkness and how I found comfort in learning to channel my writing and my music through those hard feelings that I sometimes feel. Out on the back porch is where I'll be playing until my bitter end, or it rain again. Out on the back porch is where I'll be staying for the time in hand. Don't it blow away like sand? And it's 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Not far to go. Am I already there? 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Hold it here. Hold it here. You're not here for laughter. You're not here for glory. You sure ain't here for my style. Please stay a little while. Make me unfaded. Make me unstoried. You make me a better man for the time in hand. And it's 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Tumble down slow. Am I already there? 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Hold it here, hold it here. Holding my head like a child. Float here in time for a while. Damned if I don't, 'cause I'm already there. Already there. I'm already there. And it's 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Humbled so low, am I already there? 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Hold it here. And it's 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Not far to go. Am I already there? 1, 2, 3 to the bottom. Hold it here. Hold it here. Hold it here. No. Hold it here. Head on back porch is where I'll be playing. 1 to my bitter end. Oh, it'll rain again. It's been nice hanging with you all. Thanks for spending some of your Labor Day weekend with me. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. Are the boaters drinking back there? Are they still here? Oh, it's too dark maybe. What's up? Yeah, can you see the back? You can turn on the light. We'll see. Whoa, that's cool. Spare no expense here at the gatherings. Special effects. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. We look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us, golden we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had, for these moments pass lightly, won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future, here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow, let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Nice. I want to thank our friends at Well Told, and I want to thank my friends at Rally Sound and Adam Ezra Group for helping make these gatherings work every single night. You know, it's not just me that's on the camera, but a whole team of mine that works together to try and make sure that we can bring this to you every night. So feeling grateful for a lot of things, and including all of y'all that decided to spend a little time with me tonight. Cheers. Please stay safe. Keep looking out for one another, and I'll see you tomorrow.